Yeah.
If someone has never recorded before, can you walk them through a session at Blue Exit Audio from recording to final mix?
Yeah. I mean, typically, so big thing is just be in the studio is just being a good hang and being able to hang out with somebody for hours or weeks at a time. So the first thing I do is I have a band in and we sit down and we just talk. And I get to know them, they get to know me. They ask me a bunch of questions about the gear. I explain my recording process, and we just see if it works. And then my literal last question to them is like, okay, so just let me know if I'm a guy that you want to spend 8 hours a day in a room with. And I mean, because I can record the band, that's no problem. But like, am I your guy, basically?
Right.
Do you want to be in here with me? Do you trust me to take your music and give it back to you mixed and ready to go? That's the biggest thing. Because I've had some sessions where it's, if the vibe isn't good, the recording is probably not going to be great just because people aren't feeling it. And then I may not care about it as much just because maybe the guitar player's a dickhead or something. I don't know.
Right.
Not that I've had any dickhead guitar players, but
Or vice versa. They might think Jeff is
they might think I'm an asshole. Yeah, they might. Hopefully there's not too many bands that think that, but they could. I don't know.
So far, so good, Jeff.
Yeah, so far so good. But yeah, that's step one is just like, are we going to vibe together in the studio? Is this going to be a good, healthy, happy situation when you're here? Once they say yes, then I give them homework. Basically, I say, okay, well, everyone has to know how to play to a click track. Everybody. If you say you can't, don't come back until you can, because that gives me the ability to put your stuff on a grid and fix it if I need to. It makes any time-based processing and effects so much easier. It makes copying and pasting easier. Should we do stuff like that, it just makes everybody's job so much easier. That is the big number one. Number two is you guys need to have instruments that work and play well, meaning don't wait 2 years to change your strings.
Right.
New strings, new heads, no cracks in your cymbals. If you're using any of my gear, let me know beforehand so I can get it set up, restrung, new heads, whatever we need to do to get you. So just like a lot of homework for them to do at home to get ready for the session. I have a whole printout of these are the heads you should get. This is what you do before you sing. This is the place you should go for a guitar setup and all this stuff. That would, when they come in, then we're ready. So it's like
you're getting the performance tracks you need
exactly
that it's a simpler, we won't say easy, but simpler process for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just so I know what to expect on day one, and we're not wasting any time, because the studio is expensive. And I try to do whatever I can to get them through the process as quick as possible with the best recordings they possibly can. So we do a lot of prep. Like so if we're starting with drums on a Saturday, I need the drums dropped off to me by Friday night. So the drums can sit here and acclimate to my room a bit, because it's a bit colder down here because it is a basement. And then I tune everything for them. I set up the microphones. That way when they come in on Saturday, it's just like, all right, here we go. We're ready to record, no setup. So it makes just the process easier. After that, we're recording drums. Then we're recording bass. Then we're recording rhythm guitar. Then we're recording lead guitar. Then we're doing vocals. Then we're doing an effects day, which effects meaning adding little things in the background that are just textures and layers of stuff in percussion and stuff like that.
You like the artists here when you're doing those effects and things like that?
Yeah. Wherever they can guide me, because I found that if the artist isn't here and maybe I go down a rabbit hole of effects and I'm like, ooh, I did this really cool thing.
It's what you might like, but
yeah, I've spent hours on some things and I give it to the band. They're like, yeah, we don't like that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that happens a lot. So having them here to either guide you before they leave, or with a concrete, like, this is what we want to do. And then as we're recording, I'm giving them like roughs of what we're doing and our progress. And a lot of the times they'll like the reverb that I'm using on the rough already, and I'll just make sure I incorporate that into the mix or something like that. But it's just about communication, really.
I like that, because I was an artist before I was a producer engineer, and I always felt like you're charged when you walk through the door, and none of what you just described was ever handled previous.
And that,
you know what I mean?
I found a lot of places are like that, where there's not a whole lot of communication prior, and there's not a whole lot of prep for when the band comes in or the artist comes in, that when they first walk in, they know you already. You've already built a rapport, and stuff is set up and ready to go for them. It's again, it's all about the vibe and coming in, because nobody wants to come in, set up their drums, wait for me to mic everything, and then play.
Right.
Like that sucks. Why would they want to sit here and do that? So I just charge like a flat fee. I'm like, flat fee, it's $75. I'll set up what I need to for you. And when you come in the next day, you're fresh. All you got to do is show up and sit down and start playing.
Yeah.
Which is great.
That's cool.
Yeah, recording with me is just, just a lot of
worth it to shop with Blue Exit Audio, people, just on that basis alone. As an artist, through the years of going to different studios, never has that prep work been involved. So
yeah,
that's a bonus over here with Jeff.